Classic, not even planned. Oh, good.
God.
Merry Christmas, Lloyd.
Merry
How are
Christmas,
you?
Rob. Oh, I'm so good. This is a very special episode. So, well, not that special. It seems to be going perfectly normal right now.
And shockingly, as always, it is special. My Rona-riddled friend. I haven't been thinking about that one all day. It is the unintelligent chat show Christmas episode. And it's unintelligent Christmas because we're recording it near Christmas and we don't actually care when you listen to it.
Yep, it'll probably be released next year sometime. Next year being this year for you because it'll already be next year.
If ever. Who knows? It is exciting. So we've got lots of fun things lined up.
Yes, we do.
We do. So Lloyd, I understand. So currently we're filming, we're recording blank. I understand you've set up a very Christmassy background on your end.
I have. Should we do a reveal?
Yeah, I got to figure out how to do that. Yeah. Okay. All right. At the same time.
Ooh. All right.
In an unintelligent 3, 2, 1, start video.
Nice.
Oh, you're stunning. Look at you. Look at all the things you have. You had way more time than I did. I definitely.
We both did candles though.
Love that. Of course, it's Christmas. How do you?
Oh no,
man.
My gnome. We had a matching gnome.
Oh, the little.
Yeah, but my professional background fell and I lost it.
Oh no. You look beautiful. I like your Santa hat is quite hip.
It's hand knitted. I got it off a website. I don't know if we can say the name, but yeah.
This is the one from the Christmas box that's been in the shed since last Christmas.
Nice.
And it didn't even have any cockroaches in it.
Give me a Toria t-shirt.
Oh yeah. We got special shirts for the episode, so I'm gonna.
My mic is blocking my reveal very well. Nice.
You get it, Lloyd?
Christmas light pun. Yep.
It's the best one I could find that was a shirt because it's hot here. And I wasn't gonna get a jumper. I would like to see your terrible jumper. You've hyped it up a lot. Wow. That's shocking.
I wasn't looking for it. I was looking for just normal ugly Christmas jumper and it popped up and I bought it within 10 seconds of seeing it.
I mean, why wouldn't you? I was like, what else do we have in the house that's Christmassy? Only these stocking gloves. These gloves.
Look like a Christmas lobster. It's a thing, right?
That's it, probably. We'll get to that. I'm sure there are Christmas lobsters involved in this episode. Probably not. No, I don't need my hands for anything else except for drinking. Speaking of, apart from all those delicious things you have in your background.
Oh, I made these myself.
Did you really?
Yeah. That's why they look so clumsy and handmade.
No, the handmade mince pies are the best.
Yeah.
Oh, delicious. And you got Nellie's eggnog, which should be in the fridge, and some rum.
Free shout out to Nellie's there, I guess. This is brandy.
Going tradish.
Yep. Let's this is one of the best noises known to man.
Oh. It is. He's just going straight up to go and do it. Oh.
We're making cocktails live.
Well, I was going to say, I left mine in the fridge because I needed to have a beer. So I'm going to just keep supping on this festive. Probably can't see it in the background, but the can is there. It's a festive session ale. Suits the mood. Wow, that's milky.
Yeah, that's very viscous. Also missed the glass a little bit.
Viscous miscus.
My Guinness, just proof to all you naysayers. Classic. I imagine exists out there. Maybe I'll cut this. Maybe I'll leave it in. I'm just gonna stir my brandy with a pen.
Yeah, do it. Nah, this is what it's all about. So we must press on. I'm glad you're drinking.
Christmas lobster Mickey Mouse. Hiya, Lloyd.
Hiya, Lloyd.
That was pretty
Merry
good.
Christmas. going to turn into like a weird psychedelic horror show soon, I think.
Rob, is there a reason that we're not in the same studio?
There is, Lloyd. It's because I didn't want to see you today.
He's just there, actually.
Yeah. That would have been a great twist. I would have been excited. Oh, Lloyd!
One day.
No, we are eons apart, almost on opposite sides of the globe. I'm in Perth, Western Australia. You are in, is it snowy yet? Are you in snowy Boston, Massachusetts?
I'm in, I was going to say cold. It's quite warm today. It's like 15, 16, warm. I say warm. Warm for Massachusetts in December. But we're getting snow on Saturday.
Ah, so good. We got to have that white Christmas. Well, we had rain today, but we're getting sun. And that's all we're getting.
Nice. Sounds like
devastating.
Yeah.
But I actually I'm struggling to quantify. Obviously.
Well, I can give you the distance, Rob.
If you could, that would be much appreciated.
It's 37,390,000 mince pies.
Based off correct mince pie measurement from a real sample.
Yeah. Real and correct are very loose terms, but based off my mince pies,
correct,
it may be the wrong size.
Real and correct. So they're probably about this. As big as my face. Whoa. Say the number again. It's a lot of mince pies.
37,390,000.
I couldn't even make a dent in that. I do love mince pies though.
So good. I haven't even had one of these yet. I'm worried they're shit, but
you should probably have one then.
Try one live on camera.
Definitely. It's the live reveal.
Try this one with the miscellaneous triangles that I put on there because I'm a
very Christmassy. They're Christmas trees, obviously. Did you crush it?
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh, I'm so jealous. I have some crappy store-bought ones in the cold box. The fridge. In the fridge. The place what keeps the food good. Good.
That was good.
So, I mean, that's excellent and Christmas themed, but it is basically zero segue. So I'm actually quite disappointed.
Well, your fact is Christmassy.
Aren't both of them, Lloyd?
Yes, because it's a Christmas episode. Everything is a segue.
To everything else. Would you like to know what I learned about this Christmas, I guess?
Lay it on me.
Sorry, I can't use the mouse with my stocking arms, oddly enough. Oh, Lordy. So Christmas is often quite a joyous time with lots of, pretty happy characters and children and mildly stressed adults. But I wanted to explore the spooky side of Christmas.
That was very well done.
Thank you. Because the chubby, cheery, white-bearded, red-coated, Coca-Cola invented Santa gets a little old. Despite definitely being real and the truth.
Heavy insinuation there that he was invented.
I didn't say that. So it turns out there are a bunch of real weird traditions and Christmas characters around the world that are celebrated at Christmas time, but often stem from various pagan, coincidentally enough and ironically enough, from pagan festivals and miscellaneous folklore and the like. And I wanted to read about all of the evil and weird Christmas characters. And so I did. Lobster Hands is not one of them. Entirely fabricated in the UCSU. He is now.
I'm definitely going to have nightmares about this.
He's the first character apart from us in the UCSU, Lloyd.
Lobster Claw. What's his name? Lobster Claw.
Lobster Claw Santa.
Lobster Claw Santa.
We'll come up with something better. It's going to get better.
Santa's famous companion, Santa, but with lobster claws.
Santa's evil undersea lobster claw brother. Lobster Hand Santa. I've only had half a beer. This is going well.
Deary me.
So let me tell you about some of them evil characters. I reckon you've probably heard of a few of them, but I'm gonna give you the lowdown.
There was two that I'd heard of, so I'm curious to see if you got the other one, other than the main one.
There's a bunch. I only picked my favorites actually. So obviously number one, Krampus, which I assume you've heard of.
Yeah.
I think he's probably the most well known. I think there's also a Krampus horror movie or two as well. And he is like depicted as a genuinely evil, similar to Lobster Hands, looking like horned goat devil man.
Yeah, it's like all the devil stereotypes they just whacked on one.
Just put it all together, and they look super evil.
Really creepy.
And if you're a kid that's been naughty, then you're straight in for it. Krampus will find you, beat you, and then kidnap you, take you back to his lair for what one assumes is more beating and torture.
Yeah, really.
That's like, do you? That's the tradition. That's how it's told to children.
I read that his favorite way of killing children is to drown them. Like he just loves. He puts kids in his burlap sack and throws them in rivers.
Krampus,
like, come on, my guy,
my dude. So the tradition stems from Austrian villages and folklore, but it's now, and oddly enough, I think in the 50s, the government was like, this is probably not healthy, and they tried to like dumb it down. But I think it still goes on, and it caught on also a lot in Lobster Hands is dying. Oh no, Santa. Mickey Lobster Hands. So caught on also a lot in like the south of Germany and some other European places, and also weirdly enough in some places in the US. Not sure why.
I think that's because there's those Dutch colonies, like traditional Dutch. What are they called?
That's the next one. I'll tell you all about that in a second. It's probably very similar and quite related though. But anyway, so in the places that celebrate this on Krampusnacht, which is around the 5th of December, you can see a bunch of like real scary looking characters roaming the streets looking for kids to terrorize. And there are like photos of people,
really
on
scary.
the street. So terrifying. We'll put some up on, if we were more prepared, we probably would have been able to flash it on the screen, but we're definitely not.
Dan, you seen that?
Oh no! Take it away!
There you go, viewers. Enjoy that.
Just like genuinely evil, and people just dress up at this and roam the streets and I guess yell at kids, which actually sounds really fun.
I have heard that it has begun to get out of hand though, and they keep getting drunk and starting fights.
Well, you'd expect Krampus to do that.
It's the only way that I could go to that is if you let me get drunk, because otherwise it would be psychologically scarring.
Yeah, it'd be really weird, wouldn't it? So Krampus is number one Christmas evil character. Number two, which I think you just alluded to there, is the one that stems from Dutch Pennsylvanian tradition.
Dutch Pennsylvania, thank you.
Yeah, popularized, at least for me, potentially for you, by Dwight's portrayal of him in the US office. It is Belschnickel, who is another creepy dude from like Germanic folklore.
Belschnickel.
Yeah, yeah, like that. Perfect. And rather than like a horny devil-looking dude, he's just like he's basically a hobo. He's a dirty, raggedy, patchwork, fur-clad guy who also carries a sack, and probably depending where you read, carried a sack, pockets full of cakes and nuts, and a switch. And I was like, what does that mean? And he like terrorized naughty kids with a switch. And I was like, so he's walking in somewhere and just like turning on the lights and turning them off again?
Oh, you didn't know what a switch was?
Do you know what a switch is?
Yeah, it's a stick. It's a beating stick.
Since when?
I mean, it's not an odd time. It's like a long, I think it has a handle and gets to like a thin point. It's almost like
I know what it is now because I had to Google it, but you read that and you were like, yeah, I know what he's got. I know what he's beating children with.
I was beaten. Yeah. I wasn't beaten, for those of you about to call my mother.
Sean! Michael! The next words I wrote down were, as far as I can tell, it's a collection of sticks for beating children, but obviously that's what it is. So bad kids get beaten by the dirty hobo, and good kids get the gross, probably dirty pocket cakes.
Pocket cakes. I know, he didn't even have Tupperwares, just in his pocket.
Yeah. Didn't even have Tuppywares.
Yeah. I reading the description, there was no fantastical devil imagery. It literally was just
None.
like he wears tattered clothes, his face is often dirty. It's like
Just
this,
like
you just
goes
got a
around.
bum. Santa is slave labor. He's just hired a bum. He's probably paying him like $1 an hour.
Yeah, or less.
Yeah.
Or it's just paying him in dirty pocket cakes. Filthy Santa. See? Oh, well, I was going to say see Coke, but he's real, so it's fine, kids. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Santa's perfect. So that's Krampus and Belschnickel. I think probably stemming from same kind of folklore. And then we went a little bit north into Scandinavia, and apparently in Iceland, there's like a whole Christmas gang. There's a few wacky traditions there. Have you heard about any of the Icelandic ones?
I didn't put them into my notes, but I just scanned them.
Yeah, weird. So I'm just going to go through the key ones. There's Grilla, which is definitely pronounced differently. And she's depicted as a troll or an ogress or a giantess, some kind of grotesque large person similar to me, who can sense misbehaving children. Yeah, or just rub. I'm ugly. So she can sense misbehaving kids, and so she ventures out into nearby villages, kidnaps them, and cooks them and eats them. So she's also a very serious family lady. Folklore has it she's been married 3 times and has 72 children.
Whoa, but she eats children.
Yeah, I guess hers are okay. But apparently between the 72 kids, they cause anything from mild mischief to straight up murder, depending on how they're feeling.
Oh, there's so many pictures on here.
Yeah, I put a few up of all the evil characters.
They're all so scary.
Yeah, pick the one that's a lady eating a child.
Yeah, boom, there she is.
It's so evil.
Can we talk about how calm this lady is?
I guess she was naughty, that infant.
Yeah, I guess my 1-year-old behaved poorly.
Look at her eyes.
Yeah, really.
Look at how evil she is. Who would make this?
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. So don't be naughty in Iceland, because that's just one.
What
She's
did that
the
baby
mother.
do?
It was naughty, Lloyd. So 13 of her 72 children are called the Jólasveinar, also pronounced differently for sure, but apparently translates into Yule lads, which sounds nice. It sounds like some frat bullshit from your country. Oh, the Yule lads!
Just a bunch of shirtless Santa bros.
With short shorts and like
Bud Lights.
Oh, and Bud Lights. Ew, the Yule lads.
Yeah.
Come join our frat, brah.
Christmas frat.
Just for the holidays.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they're called that, but they're troll kids, and they seem to turn up one at a time in the days leading up to Christmas to keep an eye on the kids and keep them good. And they kind of keep the lobster eyes. They have more eyes, probably. And they kind of threaten and kidnap and carry out some of their mum's work for the naughty kids. But in general, so that's what they used to be. It was a bit darker. Now they're kind of considered as like a fun, general, mischievous pranksters.
I love the claws.
It's kind of good, isn't it? It was recorded somewhere that they're like wildly hilarious. They run around slamming doors. And one of them was like eating the town's supply of yogurt. What a prank.
This story was written by a town that loves their yogurt.
Yeah. Someone ate it all. What are we going to do?
Also, so she has 72 kids.
Yep.
13 of them just like hunt and kill children for their mum. Do the other 59 just are not in the family business? They're estranged.
Like, Mum, I don't want anything to do with this.
They're like accountants and doctors and journalists.
Damn it, Brian, stop slamming the doors and eating the yogurt. I don't know. Didn't read. I'm sure they've all got their own stories. Like Scandinavian folklore is very rich and detailed. But I didn't read it because this was not at all rushed.
This is the Unintelligent podcast.
Yeah. We only have small bits of intelligence.
This isn't the well thought out podcast.
Yeah. So like there's stories about 13 of her kids, 70, the rest of them, not sure, but a very specific look also at the family pet. So also living with this like kidnapping, murdering crime syndicate in Iceland is the Yule cat, or the Yola Katurin, which I assume is
I
just
saw
Yule
some
cat.
pictures or depictions.
Yeah,
Really
the only
impressive.
picture I had was like a lighted up statue in a square of an evil looking cat. But in a similar vein, it's just this cat that eats kids. So apparently it's born from a tale or older tradition where kids who finished all of their work and chores would get new clothes for Christmas.
Ooh,
which is
nice.
wild. What a gift. But the lazy kids didn't get new clothes. So the Yule cat knew who was lazy and would eat them. And the article I read said the lazy kids would be sacrificed to the Yule cat.
It's
I mean,
so harsh.
right? We were like, oh, you'll get a little bit of coal. You'll be eaten by a giant feline.
Or disemboweled by some haunted-eyed witch.
Some old lady.
God.
Isn't it ridiculous?
What was the name of that witch again?
Grilla, Gryla.
Because there is, and Austrian?
Icelandic. There is also, I think, like an Italian witch that I didn't write about, but read
There's
about.
an Austrian witch called Frau Perkta.
Oh, yeah.
She slits the bellies of. It didn't even say naughty children. It said children. I had to find
All
another
children.
source that said naughty, and stuffs them full of straw.
Oh, yeah. Slits the bellies and stuffs them full of straw in order to.
I think it's just like a fetish of hers. I don't know.
Christmas fetish. That's what I thought this was, but apparently. Hey.
If enough people watch this, someone will like it.
Someone will. Do you think this will get old by the end of the episode?
I still enjoy it.
Good. Me too. It's very silly. I thought my background was like, is it a little minimalist, sweet. It's nice and stupid.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. I probably could have done with more stupid. Although I had my gnome, his little legs were hanging down. Those who didn't hear, he died when the background collapsed. You missed that.
Oh man. Sorry, gnome. So those were my favorite evil Christmas characters. There's one that there's one more that only deserves a mention because I've actually experienced it. Other than that, it's less funny and mostly terrible.
Great.
Yeah, in the Netherlands.
It's like our podcast.
Mostly terrible, but we've been in it, so it's worth sharing. Yeah. In the Netherlands, the Christmas tradition is Sinterklaas, or Saint Nick, who is accompanied by a group of helpers, the Zwarte Piet, or Black Peters. So in idea, they're cute and fun. They turn up, they pull pranks, they hand out candy to kids. They're kind of like clowny in nature. The problem is they're basically portrayed as black servants or slaves. And traditionally, we're talking like not even that long ago, people that were doing this in the Netherlands and other kind of Dutch territories would go like full blackface.
Yeah.
To be the Zwarte Piet, which is obviously not cool. And they also like had makeup that accentuated, larger lips, and they had fuzzy hair, wigs and stuff. And obviously has been the source of heaps of controversy in the Netherlands, in the last few years, and rightly so. But I mention it because it's terrible and it should change. But we used to have it when we lived in Brunei. Dad was with Shell, who are a Dutch company, and there's there was a massive Shell influence in Brunei, and obviously a little bit of a Dutch culture. So I vaguely remember Saint Nick or Sinterklaas and the Zwarte Piet coming to school assembly and being clowns and like chucking candy out, and it was like a bit scary for children, but also great because you got candy. And then you would leave a pair of shoes in the classroom, and overnight they would fill them with chocolate coins and candy and then hide them somewhere in the classroom, and you'd have to go and find them the next day, which is quite a cool little thing.
That's fun.
So it's a great fun tradition, except for the terrible racism.
It's like a lot of
that's why that made the list of that's why that made the list of evil.
Isn't in Christmas. The Office talking about Dwight Christmas and Belschnickel, he has a sidekick often portrayed in blackface.
I read about that. That scene's been cut from the Netflix version of The Office.
Oh, it has not been cut from the NBC Peacock Office that
Has
we
it?
watch. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, yeah. It's Nate that um what's the downstairs bit?
The warehouse.
The warehouse worker. And he's like, yeah, his helper. So yeah, similar tradition, similar area
Yeah.
of Europe. Terrible.
Yeah.
Do you have any other evil Christmas things, or should I move on to my next tidbit?
You covered all of them except one, which
Ooh.
isn't. I don't think it's technically Christmas, but it is New Year's, which is holiday.
Yeah, that counts. These lobster claws are warm. Carry on. Oh, it's wrong. It's not Rob. It's not me. Lobster
Oh my
Santa.
God, you scared me.
He's the scary one. I'm the nice one.
Oh, sorry.
Shut up and nug.
I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. It's a would have chug my bread.
No, nugget.
Marie Lloyd.
Curie.
Claude Wood. Marie
Sounds French.
Lloyd. It's Welsh.
Oh, this is in my next list. And carry on. I blame you and you.
I only have like one line because I just threw it in there. So if you've got more research about this, like basically freestyle rapping, terrifying horse-headed creature that comes to your house.
I don't know about the freestyle rap bit, but so my next little.
I'll just cover that bit. The only thing I really know about him is that he comes to your house and will like recite a line or recite poetry at you. And in order to get him to go away, you have to recite something back. So in modern, like that's a rap battle.
Yeah, pretty much Christmas rap battle, which we are not going to be doing
anymore.
So yeah, I blame your people for this entirely. Welsh tradition, Marie Lloyd. We'll ask Sean about the pronunciation later. Apparently, maybe loosely translates either into Holy Mary or Grey Mare. Probably the second one.
Because
so
of the horse thing.
Some places, I think in the south of Wales, you just go, you get your lucky horse skull that you have lying out the back, you put it on a stick, put a sheet over it, and then you parade your dead horse skull around the town doing the door knocking. What I read, it just said singing songs and having people sing back at you and then eating treats. But I like the rap battle a bit better.
That's probably what it's evolved into. But it used to, when it was the story of the actual Grey Mare, in order to get him to leave, you'd have to do that.
Rap
but now I think people are aware that it's probably just Dave from down the road with his weird horse skull that he carries around.
Damn it, Dave! Take your horse skull away. I put a shockingly terrifying picture of that on the drive as well. If you want to quickly share that for the gang.
Yeah, sorry, audio listeners.
Fools. Check us out on YouTube.
Oh, it is scary.
Like horse skulls are big. Look at it. Why?
Yeah. Oh, why? Yeah. I also remember reading that they put fake eyes in the sockets. Yeah. Just don't want that coming to my door.
Just so dumb.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, good.
I don't think I have. Oh, the only thing I had before we move on to nice stuff is a lot of these characters are written about as companions of Saint Nick. It's sort of like the yang to his yin. And I was like, sure, okay, first of all, like, why the fuck does Father Christmas chill with Krampus? Like, come on, my guy.
The North Pole after they're all done, just evil devil horn man sitting next to jolly old Santa having a nog.
So I tried to do a bit of research on like that relationship, not just him and Krampus, but just like Father Christmas and evil companions. And there was one. I didn't write down his name, but he was a cannibal who ate children and put them in salt barrels to like
preserve
them. Santa, Saint Nick, found him, brought the kids back to life, and then it says that, I'm paraphrasing, but he hired him and he followed Santa around, and it says to deal with naughty children. Like, Santa, what the fuck, man?
Mate, he's just like so forgiving that this like homicide is serial killer is like, you'll be fine. You'll come and deal with the bad children, but on my terms.
Yeah,
just cold, no salt and dismemberment.
Yeah,
Brian. Lloyd.
A little bit of dismemberment.
I did read that. I can't remember what he had a name as well, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Evil
the other
Santa.
thing I read that was interesting is basically, so the story is sort of originates of Santa Claus with Saint Nick, who was, as far as I could tell, a real person in Greece. Sure. And I read that once his story was becoming more widespread, he was becoming the kind of person who did good and evil. Like he was the complete story, and the church didn't like that one of their saints was good and evil. So they started, I don't know if the church introduced characters or just like somehow they were involved in like taking the evil and putting it in characters that represented that. So he could just be saintly, which I thought was interesting.
Lloyd, your tree's on fire.
Genuinely scared me.
Really thought you were going to turn around, but I forgot you could look at your own.
I just looked.
Yeah. Hold still for a second. I thought there was some weird noise.
You want to do it again and I'll snap around?
No, it's fine. It's better when it's stupid, Lloyd. You would have caused the fire. It would have been great. Lloyd started the fire. It's probably copyright. We can't sing it.
Also from The Office, though.
That's what I was getting at.
Is this the Office special?
So the Office Christmas special on the Unintelligent Chat Show.
Yeah, we're too lazy.
I looked up some. So I went from evil Christmas to weird Christmas traditions, because I like, even just within families, people have weird Christmas traditions. So, not everyone does Lobster Claw Santa.
They will now.
So in Catalonia, which is in Spain, or it's within the Spanish landmass, they don't think they're part of Spain. Anyway, they have two very great poop-based Christmas traditions. Kagana, which roughly translates to the pooper. So apparently, yeah, right? It's very good. The pooper. It's like a little figurine of a pantsless peasant taking a steamy dump, and it's put in all or lots of displays of the nativity scene. So alongside the baby Jesus, there's just some dude taking a dump in the background.
Why?
No idea.
There's no origin story.
It wasn't explained. I just chuckled and moved on.
Oh, that's so funny.
So yeah, in heaps of Catalan nativity scenes, there's just some dude taking a dump in the background.
I know.
Hold on 1 second, Jesus. I got to let this one go.
I know a Catalonian gentleman that I used to play football with that I might text him and ask him like if his family puts out the Pooper Man decorations.
Yeah, do it. And then in a similar vein, they have something called the Cagatillo, or the pooping log.
Pooping again?
Which is a small, just a log that you put like googly eyes and draw a smiley face on it, and it lives on the dinner table. And you put a little blanket over it, and then you feed it fruit and nuts throughout like the weeks leading up to Christmas. And then on Christmas Eve, you beat it with a stick until it shits presents. Genuinely what they do. They feed this log, and then they hit it with sticks, and then I think they make the kids go and like pray outside, and then the adults put presents around as if the log has shat out their presents. And there's some pictures
Catalonia. You have such a rich history.
Yes, rich and steamy. There are some pictures of this also on the drive if you want to show our beloved listeners.
Oh, it's the bloody horse thing again. Oh, yep, there it is. Poop.webp.
One that looks like a log or poop. Oh, that might not open. It may not just be an easy. Did it work?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, good.
Yeah, there he is. Look at the size of that thing.
That's a turd. He's in it.
Yeah, he's practically using it as a stool. Wow.
And the pooping log that you beat with a stick until he
obviously doesn't know that that's coming.
So good. Yeah, he's having a great time. Oh, it's Christmas.
I can't believe they just have a guy take. My mum would be furious if I tried to bring out a figurine of a guy taking a poo.
It's a tradition, Mum. We should buy one for our parents.
It's
a traditional Catalan Kagana.
Next year. whatever season, if we're still alive and doing this, I'm gonna have a pooping man. My setup.
Great idea. You could, as long as it's not you. Screen
Just a photo
reveal.
of me.
Oh no, Lloyd, no. Gross. So my next one was the creepy horse thing from Wales. And now I got a strong UCSU throwback. A very Kentucky Fried Christmas.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah. In the 70s, there was a just like unbelievably successful ad campaign done by KFC in Japan.
Ooh.
And now it's genuinely become a tradition for some Japanese families to have a dirty KFC bucket feast for their Christmas meal.
I remember reading that. I mean, KFC is really popular in Japan, and the Colonel is like an icon. He's like, his imagery is
an icon everywhere. But like so much so that you have to make reservations for the restaurant and for delivery orders for your KFC bucket months in advance to get on board with a very KFC Christmas. And like all the KFC stores dress up statues of the Colonel and Santa stuff, and it's wild.
I lived in Japan for 5 years and never had KFC on Christmas. And after this, I'm going to call my mother and demand explanations.
That's because he had amazing Welsh traditions like dead horse heads.
Yeah, it was so much fun. It wasn't deep fried though.
Yeah, so I thought that was super interesting. Like, how did that even happen? That's such a good ad campaign. Great job, KFC.
Yeah, they nailed it.
And then the last one is in the Ukraine. Tree decorations, not just pretty lights like we have, typically heaps of spider webs and spider figurines. Not a traditionally Christmas animal. So legend in Ukraine has it that a poor widow and her kids managed to like grow their first Christmas tree from a pine cone. They've been doing it for, I guess, years, but they couldn't afford any decorations. And then they woke up on Christmas Day to see the tree covered in cobwebs that magically turned to gold and silver in the dawn light, and they were rich.
Well, that's much better. Like it turned to gold and silver. It didn't stay as spiderwebs, Ukrainians.
Yeah. So I guess they're hoping that all of their spiderwebs turn to gold and silver. But thought to maybe be the origin of tinsel, which is like sparkly webs, I guess, kind of. We're going to take a quick edit break here. I'm going to go get some nog because my last bit of info is on nog.
This edit is going to be so good. I'm going to have like fade.
This is my first nog.
How many whiskeys did you put in?
This many?
That's a lot of whiskey.
No, there's a base on the glass.
Oh, okay. That was like an extra whiskey.
Nah, so that's not worth it.
Well, no,
an appropriate amount, I think. Oh, that's adorable snowman glass.
Oh yeah, my snowman glass. Cheers me, Rob. Good, damn it.
Cheers, Christmas, etc. This is my first nog. It came. Did you just get store-bought nog? You don't have some fancy. Yeah,
you saw
it. Said it was. It said it was eggnog flavored UHT milk, and I was like, oh well, that's pretty traditional, I guess.
Yeah, good enough.
Festive. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It's very. I guess it's exactly as I expected it to be. It tastes a little bit like whiskey and creamy, kind of festive. Tastes a little bit like a mince pie in liquid form.
Oh yeah, I could say that.
With whiskey, there's definitely that in there. Eggnog. Why? It seems gross. And also, I'm glad we settled on eggnog, though, for the name as a race, human race. Previously, it's been called milk punch or egg milk punch, which sounds real gross.
They're all so bad.
Yeah. Nog is like, ooh, it's a bit mysterious.
I think it's because I hate eggs. It's my least favorite food.
Yeah, and you like eggnog.
Yeah. Well, I also like cake.
Yeah, true.
I had that conversation. If I tell people I don't like eggs and they're like, but you like cake. Yes, obviously. Do you eat flour? Like, of course I fucking like cake.
Yeah, I think eggnog is a bit. If you had homemade eggnog, you'd be like, because that's got like,
it's like whipped egg whites. Yeah, because I like meringues and pavlovas and stuff.
Okay, Christmas. No one knows where eggnog word came from. It's been around for ages. Maybe British origin, 16th, 17th century, maybe an Americanized version. But consensus is that the nog part probably comes from like a Middle English word noggin, which is a wooden cup for serving alcohol in, or alcoholic beverages, which makes sense. And then that's the rest of it. So rum used to be called grog, I think, especially in the Navy. When it was a ration, like everyone had their ration of grog, and you all just drank on the job. Sounds great. And so it was called like grog for the rum and noggin for the cup. So it was like egg and grog, later shortened to eggnog.
I could say that.
Yeah, it's basically a milky, creamy, sugary, raw egg, spices, vanilla-y alcohol drink.
Delicious.
And the ingredients of traditional, maybe not this store-bought version, is basically just like melted ice cream or custard, which is not a bad thing. Yeah, right?
Just with some like Christmas spices in there.
Yeah, some nutmeg and other Christmas spices.
I don't think this one has that. The last one we got came with, it just said spiced, and it was like kind of warm, like cinnamon, nutmeg.
Oh, yeah, and this one said on the packet you should like warm it up and then mix it with brandy.
Oh.
But it is already warm enough here. The candles are making me sweat.
This has eggnog muffin recipe. It doesn't say anything about warming them up.
And that is my weird Christmas traditions that immediately followed evil Christmas characters.
Love it.
I love you. Oh, I love it too. Do you have anything to add?
No, I don't think so. I think I interjected with what I had to say. A special, brand new, never seen before for the 5th time Christmas segment.
Christmas special, first time ever, 5th time segment.
Segment stuff. 5th new, old special new time.
It's
what are we doing?
Do a hashtag. It's lobster claws upward tweeting. Hashtag upward tweeting. Yeah, you got me.
Hashtag upward tweeting.
It's where we tweet people just so much better than us, and hope that they'll, maybe just want to hang out with us because, this gets old.
We also, there's two reasons this is extra special. One, we both upward tweeted at someone.
Twat, actually.
We twat someone, and we made it. We both thought of the Christmasest person we know.
Christmoutest, even.
The Christmoutest person that we know.
The Christmas mouse.
So what we're learning about Rob is that all of his characters are just Mickey Mouse in various garb.
In this garb, I only have one garb. It's a mouse in a beard, an oversized shirt, and lobster claws.
But also lives underwater.
He's not doing a good job.
All right. Well, should I read mine first?
Yeah. Who did you Christmas tweet in the hope they'll hang out with us?
The Christmas what did you say? Person that I tweeted at was Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, good Chris Mouse.
From Home Alone.
Person, Chris Mouse. And other things, but mostly from Home Alone and drug addiction, yeah.
Yeah. But he seems better now. Seems good. He's
does,
funny.
Yeah,
he's happy. He's on the new season of American Horror Story, which is pretty fun. So I tweet at him. We're gonna get canceled by Twitter at this point.
I'm not even mad that you used our copyright trademark. You just did it wrong.
I said,
"Oh man,
Macaulay, we're first name basis. I think that's the way to do this.
Definitely.
We're recording a special Christmas episode in honor of Christmas. We're inviting you, the Christmasest person that I can think of, to come chat with us. Yeah, if you don't accept, I will rig an elaborate system of booby traps to kidnap you."
Yeah, good. So is he about to join us?
He is not. He didn't hear anything. He must be busy. He'll get back to us later.
Yeah. I mean, it's Christmas. It's the busiest and most Christmasest time of the year.
He's busy just like marketing Home Alone again, which is honestly like a lot of his posts on social media.
Really? Guys, look at the... I don't even know how.
Guys, come look at my Home
Alone stuff. Oh, shit.
And who...
You got me good. That was quite good. Genuinely unexpected. I should have known better. Oh man.
Who we got here? Who you got? Who's your Christmas?
It's me, Lobster Claus Santa.
You
What do you
tweeted at
mean?
you. You made a new account for Lobster Claus and invited yourself.
Lobster Claus Santa official blue tick. Wow, it's so legitimate, so Christmas. So because of my IT situation, which no one else needs to know about, I don't have Twitter open. So I'll tell you who I tweeted, and then you're going to have to read it for me.
Okay.
So I struggled. The only Christmas person I could think of was Father Christmas himself. And although he is incredibly real, I don't think he uses Twitter.
He's tough to get a hold of. You'd have to write a letter. It would take ages to get there.
Take ages. So I did not tweet Santa Claus. In line with my learning for the period, I tweeted maybe even not even the original, but the most well-known, the very green Mr. Grinch, Jim Carrey.
Yeah. I mean, he is the Grinch. There is an earlier one, and that's good. That generation will tell you is the best one.
They would.
Jim Carrey just like is
that generation also are really into Zwatcha Pete. So
yeah, eat shit that generation.
Nope.
Alrighty.
Mate, watch this. Carry on. So I tweeted the very incredible Jim Carrey, and I want you to pay particular attention and make sure you hit all the correct emphasis in reading this one out for us, Big L.
All right. I'll try. At Jim Carrey. It's Carreyismas. Good start.
Nailed it.
And we're remembering how the Grinch carried it away from us. Would you carry on the story with us at the Unintelligent Chat Show Podcast? Hashtag up.
There are a couple of hashtags in there. I'm really getting into Twitter. Can you tell?
Hashtag Christmas. Hashtag dream. Hashtag up with tweeting.
I'm glad that I found that funnier when you read it than when I wrote it. That was thoroughly enjoyable. And also, I have no idea if he's replied because of the ITs. What did he say, Lloyd?
Nothing. I can even show the can't show anything. Complete absence of any interaction with this post.
I really thought hashtag dream was going to get us there.
Wow, that was possibly my favorite upward tweet.
Oh, thanks. Look, it was an inspired moment of last minute desperation. And that's it. That's hashtag upward tweeting. Wildly successful as usual.
Yeah, look, honestly, it's going to be weird if anyone ever does respond to us. I don't know if I'll be able to handle it.
I'm going to be shocked, appalled, and then probably faint. Just like a droopy lobster claw. Back into the candles. Flame. No. Candles. It's not on fire. It's fine. What did you learn this week / Christmas period, Santa Lloyd?
Santa Lloyd learnt this week.
Sounds like a city, actually.
Santa Lloyd. It does.
Just down from Santa Monica.
I'd live there, Santa Lloyd. That implies Saint Lloyd exists.
Oh, yeah. And that definitely hasn't happened.
It's his eye.
Saint Lloyd.
I learned that Thomas Edison, I think people know him, invented the light bulb. I think people are aware of that.
Who that guy?
Also invented Christmas fairy lights.
Now, I have a bone to pick with you on this one.
Wouldn't be the Unintelligent Podcast if you didn't, Rob.
I am full of bones, like most people. But because of the stupid... I can't find my notes.
Can I predict your bone?
Yeah.
Are you going to tell me that it was his business partner that invented it?
Yeah, but then I read some more, and I think he invented the lights, but his business partner was the first one to decorate a tree. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So I guess I don't really have a bone to pick with you. You're just going to have to stand by while I open my goddamn notes that have disappeared.
That middle finger, by the way, that was exclusive to the video. So people listening at home, eat shit.
I didn't even see it. Because I've only got one screen.
Yeah, Rob's only going to see it when he sees the actual recording.
When I watch it back. What the fuck? Soz. Yeah. All right. Well, look, explain it to me because I obviously didn't research enough to fully understand it.
Yeah.
Because I just wrote lies, almost lies, and then you said the thing. So carry on.
The very simple explanation. There was like one line below where the fact was.
I still don't get it.
My notes are over here, so I'm just gonna face this way.
Swivel.
So, Thomas Edison, famous inventor of the light bulb, invented stringed fairy lights in 1880, and he hung them outside his laboratory in Menlo Park, New Jersey. So he actually strung them outside and decorated them. And people, apparently he was right on a train track, so people that took the train past would see his laboratory all lit up and looking really nice.
This is like, I assume because it's Thomas Edison, we're like first electric lights kind of era.
Yes, so that's a big part of the research I did, is that one of the first things I read is that he decorated his lab, but it took 40 years for fairy lights to become like a Christmas tradition. And they made it sound like that's a really long time. But then I was like, he invented a thing, and then 40 years later, not just was it utilized, it became a tradition. Like, that's pretty impressive. But yeah, this was a time at the beginning of electricity being used for lighting, and people were still doubtful. There was a lot of mistrust about it. There was
evil electricity.
There's like old cartoons from that era of telephone poles with wires and people like strung in the wires, like dying, and it's like, this is your future.
Buy gas.
Yeah.
Or kerosene or whatever they were using.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So I forgot where I was at.
Lights, strung them outside the thing. 1880. Mistrust, electricity, death.
Right. Death. So 40 years, I think, is amazing, because the telephone had been invented a few years earlier, and people could send telegraph. So we're sort of at the beginning of information being a little bit more instant. It's not as fast as you can carry it somewhere. Yes. But telegraph still costs, I think 10 words was like $65 in today's money. So it wasn't like...
What? Oh man, that's expensive. Why would you like send one?
Messaging friends and family stuff. So information wasn't spreading like wildfire in a way that it does now. So I think it's really impressive for them to have gained popularity like that so quickly in an era where information wasn't traveling that quickly. But I want to talk, before we get on to Christmas fairy lights, about Mr. Thomas Edison himself, because he is a fascinating man.
Captain Edison.
He left school at 12. So he was born in Ohio.
That is early.
He left school when he was 12 to work on a railroad.
Nice. Got to make that money.
Yeah. And he didn't really have formal education. He learned a lot of what he learned about electricity and electrical wiring and that technology during the Civil War. He worked as a telegrapher. So he was like a message sender. Also, he was deaf, apparently. I didn't realize he was deaf. Yeah, really? He was really hard of hearing. So when telegraph started being able to send audio, even if it was just like beeps and clicks, when that happened, he wanted to think of ways that he could stay relevant and not just be obsolete. So he created things, or invented things like a printer that would convert those electrical signals into letters. Like they would type out letters.
Oh, damn.
Which is unreal. He did go to school, like a university. Went to a private school that I have the name for.
I got lights on the brain, Lloyd.
Somewhere.
Harvard.
Cooper Union. Cooper Union is still around today. It's like a private institution for like technological electricians and things and like that now. He studied chemistry, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. Like he went to school and learned a bunch of stuff. He was 53 when he went there. He'd already invented the light bulb.
Damn, just wanted to go learn a little something,
then he went back
else.
To school. Yeah. So he invented the light bulb, and it was a problem that scientists, inventors had been trying to solve for 50 years, is how to replace the gas light, because it was expensive and inefficient and just gas flowing through your home.
We still have that, Lloyd.
Yeah, you. Oh, you mean like
Gas.
gas? Yeah, but like lights
Gas in your home? Come on, Lloyd.
And he invented the platinum filament, which made an electric light bulb really cheap, more mainstream, even though it was still kind of, it's not like we have today. It was still kind of dangerous and expensive. But he invented or had 1,094 patents, which at the time of his death was the world record. The world record now is like 2,300, but
probably
was
by
so many.
Stupid corporation.
He has 34 patents for the telephone, and I didn't realize this. So Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone, but it was Edison who essentially made it work.
Oh, really?
Because he invented a carbon transmitter, which made the speaker louder and clearer, and people actually wanted to use it. So he made the telephone popular. He also invented the battery for the ignition in the Model T.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn it, Thomas.
He just did like a bunch of amazing stuff. He died in 1980. He died
at the ripe old age of 153, having got 26 degrees.
He died in 1931. He was 84, but which that's a long life for a 19th century man. Basically, having almost single-handedly dragged the world into the electrical infrastructure that we know.
Yeah, he crushed it. Great job, Mr. Edison.
Yeah, really cool guy.
Hats off.
Oh no.
My beautiful. Carry on. Oh, wow. Model. Work it.
High fashion.
So Steel.
He invented Christmas lights in 1880. In 1882, as per your picked bone, his friend and business partner, Edward H. Johnson,
at the time, the vice president of the Edison Electric Co.
So fairly high up, pretty good at his job.
Or
he strung together some red and blue lights and wrapped them around a Christmas tree. He was the first person to do that.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I have in my notes, it must have been so beautiful to be the first person to see a beautiful Christmas tree wrapped in colorful fairy lights. That must have been like...
Would have been pretty good. So, I mean, originally Christmas trees were decorated with tiny candles.
Yeah, I saw that. I have a quote here.
Good. Boys. Reg. Sit.
It led to many home fires.
That pretty self-explanatory. But they were like, just like genuine candles, but smaller, with like clips, or even just melted onto the leaves of a proper tree and just lit.
Yeah, leaves. Super flammable.
So dangerous.
Especially when you've cut down a tree, it gets really dry.
Yeah. You've got a real Christmas tree this year, right?
Super dry. I wouldn't put a candle anywhere near that thing. It would go up like a fireball.
Our tree is also real. It's just much smaller and still in a pot because it's very small. So I guess it's probably not as dry.
Yeah. So as I mentioned before, there was still national mistrust of electricity, and mass adoption was sort of happening.
People were just taking on kids.
Fuck you.
Sorry, had to.
So in 1895, Grover Cleveland, who was president at the time, he commissioned his Christmas tree to be lit up with fairy lights, which was a big step in people being like, oh, must be cool if the president's doing it.
That is not always the case. They must have liked their presidents back then.
But what I read was the main reason they became mainstream was a city planner / engineer in a town. John Malpiede, mispronounced probably, in 1932 decorated City Hall and a bunch of other town council buildings with fairy lights on the outside. And that city then started adopting them. Their residents started stringing them along their porches, around the mantles of their door frames. And then from there, it just kind of snowballed into everyone using them.
Snowballed, great. I read it a little differently, interestingly enough. So, like you say, it didn't catch on for 40 or so years, but I read that it caught on in the 20s. Once people started trusting electricity a little more, the cost of production of lights had come down, and a bloke called Albert Sadaka in a town, so him and his fam popularized it because they had a novelty lighting company store. And it said that somehow they locked down the market on fairy lights until the 60s. So I don't know if the people you're talking about bought their lights from this dude.
Yeah, they must have.
Yeah, it's wild. But like, great job. And just on that, talking about the costs having come down, apparently it's thought to have lit up a tree with fairy lights like we do every year at the moment in 1903.
Oh, so yeah, I read that as well.
In between, would have cost the equivalent of $2,000.
Yeah. Yeah, because they had to have
all of like $10 in some cheap hardware store.
Because we can just buy a string of lights that are wired and just plug them into our pre-wired homes. But if they wanted to decorate their Christmas tree, they had to have an electrician come in and do the wiring.
And it was just Thomas. He was busy.
It was 1903 is how expensive is that is. That statistic is from 1903. That's the year that GE started selling pre-assembled Christmas light kits.
Oh,
so that's another big step, is where normal people could afford them, because before it said either rich people or people who were electrically minded.
That's wild to think that was only a little bit over 100 years ago.
Yeah, it kind of blew my mind that Edison died in the 30s, and that's the 20th century. Like, that's not that long ago, and he's the inventor of the light bulb.
What a hero.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, so Thomas Edison, inventor of fairy lights, and Edward Johnson, putter of lights on Christmas trees.
Almost as exciting. That's the reason he was only the vice president. He only thought of ways to put lights places.
And that company, the Edison Electric Company, is this might be common knowledge. Kim knew this, but is now GE.
Is it General Electric?
Yeah, he so another company, he did DC, direct current, for his light bulbs. Another inventor started selling light bulbs using electricity and AC, and was starting to dominate the market. So he merged the Edison Electric Company with another company, and they formed General Electric, which is still killing it today.
Damn.
Which I thought was really cool.
Nice. Yeah. He'd be so rich.
Oh, I have some Thomas Edison facts, and I have some
his net worth.
I have some wealth statistics, but do you want to hit me with some offshoots before I do my facts?
Sure. So I went immediately to you're keeping it quite intelligent. I'm keeping it the opposite. Dumb Christmas inventions.
Love it.
And we're talking like things that have made it into the patent pile.
That works.
Patent register. The patent
like pile
place. And there's a few. Let me just find my favorite one for you. It's like, because I think to register a patent, you don't need to have designed and invented something. You can just do up like a little sketch and write a description and be like, I patent this.
Yeah, I think in the US there was a patent for I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like a perpetual motion machine. But
oh, really?
It was just like a sketch, and someone explained a theory, and they had it patented. So if like GE then invented one, they would have to either buy it from him or pay him money, even though it's a terrible invention. And it lasts kind of a sketchy system. Yeah.
Lasts a certain number of years, I think.
Yeah.
So there's like illusion of Santa Claus on your roof kit. It's like a Wi-Fi thing and a motion sensor in your phone and the laptop and a remote, and it makes all sounds and lights as if Santa's there coming down the chimney, which is like just so much effort.
How much would that cost to like put in your home?
But it's patent, Lloyd. They haven't done any real.
They haven't made it.
Just drawn a crappy, shitty drawing and put numbers on it saying, "Here's the radio part."
What you're telling me is that we should come up with a UCSU patent.
We should come up with as many as we can in the hope that someone actually invents one and we can get rich. You can get this patent was for a little watch worn by your child. And you have an app on your phone. And if they're good, you can like award them points on their little watch to increase their behavior score. And I guess the idea is that it's Santa doing it.
That's so Black Mirror.
Right?
I hate that. Just tell your kid they're doing a good job.
Apparently, people have a problem with taking a sneaky peek at their presents on Christmas before they open them. And this patent suggests using a portable time-locked container, which is just a safe that you put the presents in.
But it unlocks on Christmas.
Yeah, with a timer. Like, come on.
No, half the fun for kids is like shaking a present.
Yeah. I'm going to read my favorite one last. I got a couple other ones. There's some like genuinely good idea ones about like self-extinguishing Christmas trees. Because like even like you say, we don't put candles on Christmas trees anymore, but hot lights and very dry trees lead to house fires. I think it's like a well-known thing that you got to watch out for fire. I think I read that in the US, emergency services get called to maybe 200 house fires a year as a result of Christmas trees, which sounds like a lot on one hand, but also compared to the number of people in Christmas trees, also not that many.
Yeah.
Sorry, on one claw. Still doing it. So it's like a star that goes on top of the tree, and down the middle of the tree you put like a water tube, so if something were to catch fire, the star would burst and douse the tree with water.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, pretty smart.
Yeah.
And the star, also a smoke detector, is another alternative, different patent. Christmas ornaments that have a little watering system in them to keep the tree alive. This one's real stupid. I don't know why you would need to patent this. It's also super relevant. Not strictly an invention, but this fish-themed Christmas stocking would make a great present for any keen anglers, and it's the crayfish Christmas stocking.
They've patented a stocking design?
And there's a little sketch. Figure 1, crayfish with Santa hat. Oh, man. People are stupid.
That's not an invention. You've just
made
a thing.
So silly. One is like a semi-artificial Christmas tree from 1940. Like, it's just a metal pole that you can stick dead branches into.
So it's fully artificial.
Well, you take the branches from real trees, I guess.
They're dead.
Oh, I guess, Lloyd.
But I mean, to get enough branches to make a tree, you would have had to have a tree.
Yeah.
Just use the tree.
My two favorite crap inventions.
All right.
GB 2465026 from 2010. A Christmas party cracker. Let me finish. The only UK entry on this list of crappy Christmas inventions. It's a DIY patent application to achieve the grant of a patent with what is believed to be our record shortest patent claim. A cracker having at least 3 arms, and it is a drawing of a 3-armed cracker. Wild.
So 3 people can pull it at the same time?
Yep. It's the first Christmas 3-way.
I doubt it.
The first. We don't know. It's the first UCSU Christmas 3-way.
Yeah. And last.
Anyway, probably we're going to get cancelled. So I enjoyed that because it was so simple and stupid. And my other favorite one.
I still have questions of the drawing.
Oh,
is it a normal cracker that they've added a bit to, or is it they all come into together?
So it's like, it looks like you know how crackers got the fat bit in the middle, then the crinkly bit, and then the bit you hold.
Yeah.
It's like the bit you hold, crinkly bit, fat bit, and the 3 fat bits are joined. So it's like 3 half crackers joining in the center.
Cool. So
exciting. I'm going to find you one and buy you one.
They're not really big in the US, crackers, which is crazy to me.
Yeah, we have enormous ones here. Got him.
I'm so warm. I'm so full of brandy.
What time is it?
It's just
Christmas time. So that was my second favorite and my first favorite. Rich, what have you got? You just being a dick? Yeah, okay. And now for my favorite bad Christmas invention that I found. Excuse me. I don't even know how or why.
Good start.
In this, so this is from a list that I found, and I'm just going to read it because I don't think I could describe it better. And this is on a list of Christmas patents. It reads thus. In this final patent, CN 1633904A, a conventional wind chime doesn't look very Christmassy on initial inspection. And then there's a quite bad sketch of a wind chime. It's got a hook and a hangy thing, some things hanging down that kind of look like chimes, and hand drawn. Other drawings for patents are kind of engineering-y, straight lines and stuff. This is like a genuine napkin sketch. However, the abstract of the patent reveals all. And here we are direct quoting. Disclosed is a wind bell. I can't. Disclosed is a wind bell sausage characterized in that an upper hanging disc is connected with a wind bell downward through flexible wires. The wind bell is a metal tube, figure 3, inlaid with dried pork sausage, figure 4. The sausage is enclosed in transparent paper. The beneficial effect of the sausage is that it can be used for special situations such as party, banquet, Christmas celebration, and birthday celebration. First claim, a kind of wind bell wherein the upper plate through the soft pipe connected with bell is metal, the inner tube is embedded with a sausage. Why? So it's a wind chime with the steel bits hanging down, with sausage stuck in the steel bits, and it bonks together, and you got sausage for parties and Christmas. I was reading these on the train, just having a little chuckle. These some kind of amusing Christmas inventions. This will be good for the podcast. Bam, sausage wind chime. It got me solid on the train.
They have to. It must be they muffle the sound, but then
you take the sausage out. Wind chime.
Put anything else in there. Why does it have to be a pork sausage?
Because it's a Christmas sausage wind chime patent, Lloyd. God. and I couldn't read anything after that. That's it. I'm done. So fill me in on what else you've got.
Do they have information on the people that submit the patents? Can we contact them?
No, this one doesn't. But it gives you a patent number, so I'm sure you can look it up.
Let's get them on the podcast.
Oh, I want to know more about your sausage. Oh, it's a great idea. I will. I'll follow up.
All right. I got a couple of Edison facts.
They're
not Christmassy, but they're
back
Edison.
To being intelligent.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Edison came up with a mining ore company venture that failed.
Really? Oh, good. He's not good at everything.
He had shitloads of sand left over.
Uh-huh.
So he made a cement company and then sold that cement to New York City, who then built Yankee Stadium with Thomas Edison's cement.
What? No,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's wild. He's amazing.
He had the first talking doll,
oh yeah,
pull the string and they go to infinity. Except
and beyond.
They had those little wax cylinders, and apparently when you shrunk them down and then gave them to kids, it took 3 uses and then they stopped working. But there's some audio recordings of them singing children's songs, and they're unbelievably creepy.
I was going to say, are they super creepy?
So creepy. One of the creepiest things I've ever heard.
Oh, damn, Thomas.
Also, the first copyrighted motion picture in the US made by Thomas Edison.
No.
It was a
man. How can he be good at everything?
It was a man. Well, he also has patents for film cameras. After the light bulb, that was his passion, was motion pictures and camera. But apparently he had a falling out with Hollywood and bailed.
Bit of a light bulb moment, though. Because of electricity.
So his first, or the first in the US copyrighted motion picture, was of Fred Ott, who worked at his laboratory sneezing.
Good. I'm glad it wasn't something serious.
Yeah. He
has
a little snuff. I don't even know what snuff is, but it's really big in the 19th century. I don't know. Was it just cocaine?
No, Lloyd, it's more acceptable than cocaine. It's cocaine in a small pot.
Yeah.
Probably some. No, it's probably some kind of tobacco leaf, something or other.
Yeah. He like put a bit up his nose and then sneezes. It's like 6 seconds long. I've seen it. It is quite cool because we see photos and not that many videos of like the 19th century. It's all very serious. It was kind of funny to seeing a guy in 18 something sneezing. Like it was just interesting.
Doing a little pranky prank.
I have Thomas Edison's net worth at time of death.
Oh, okay. So he died in
1931. I have both 1931 money and its equivalent value in today.
Okay, I'm going to start with 1931 money.
Okay.
US doubloons. Dollars. Yeah. He did a lot of stuff, and it sounds like he monetized a lot of it as well. He wasn't just inventing for the good of the people.
Yeah, I read a quote that as well as being an excellent inventor, he was also commercially very savvy.
Yeah, business man. So 31.
I'm a businessman. I do business, man. Sorry.
Cut that. I reckon in 1931, at the time, he was worth. You let me make both my guesses before telling me.
I won't even make a reaction.
Worth. Shit. I don't know. $1 million US at the time, equivalent of 1.6 billion.
Whoa, whoa. You went way down and way up.
I don't know.
1931, he had a net worth of 12 million.
Okay.
And that is worth today about 220 million.
Oh, is that it? I really thought it would be more.
Yeah, I read that and I was like, wow, he's done really well, 220 million. And then I was like, he invented the fucking light bulb.
He invented everything.
Yeah.
Apparently.
He worked on the Model T. He made the telephone better. Yeah.
Maybe he just worked on the Model T as a favor for
but I also think that even like in today's money isn't an accurate comparison to today's businessmen, just because there was less people and less commercialization and less stuff. So that was the top 400 richest people in the world at the time.
Okay, not too bad.
Decent. In an era where like those royal families were still pretty prevalent, so that would have taken up a significant portion.
Yeah, true. They were rich.
Yes.
Just before we move on, Lloyd, could I just oh, where have they gone? Could I just grab one of your mince pies real quick?
Yeah. All right, here we go. There you go.
Into the camera, maybe, not into the screen.
I pass it through the camera, and then you're supposed to take it out of my hand.
I was looking at my little screen, and I was like, it's not in the screen.
Like it would actually transmit.
Shut up. I was like, Lloyd, it's too low. That doesn't look real. Just before we carry on, Lloyd, could I could I grab one of your mince pies? Oh, yeah. Can I have one? Is that right?
There you go.
Thanks, buddy.
No worries.
Oh, wow. Flawless. It even looks like the same mince pie.
I also brought it back.
Did you?
I panicked and then dropped it on my desk.
I was so engrossed in making sure I pulled it out of the screen.
Oh, dear.
Should we go again or just leave it like that?
That's good. Let's keep that.
Yeah,
that's on point.
I mean, I got one, so I'm happy.
Oh dear.
Oh.
All right. Well, I'm done.
That's a wrap. See y'all later. Did you learn nothing more about Mr. Thomas Edison?
Nope. I ended on his net worth. You got some stuff?
No. That's the end of the episode. We did it.
Christmas special done.
All right.
Ooh.
Yeah. Don't put it in. I really wish you hadn't laughed that much. Oh, now it's going to have to be in.
Oh, that made me cry. That was so funny.
I aim to please.
It has to stay in. I'm sorry.
Great. I might just not change until Christmas Day. Stay like this. Parents be like, "What is wrong with you?" Yeah, that's probably all we have time for.
I think it's time to eat mince pies. It's almost 9:30. I might have some water. I think it's a pretty decent chunk of brandy gun.
Yeah, or you could just finish those drinks and all the mince pies.
I think I'd be physically ill. Do you know Christmas how thick this pastry is?
Yeah, deliciously.
I'm not good at it. Look at that.
Pastry is like sometimes the best part.
It's like an inch of pastry, or 2.6 centimeters, whatever the.
Wow, you've forgotten already. 25.4 mils, but that's okay.
Which is 2.54 centimeters, and I said 2.6 centimeters.
Yeah, so you were wrong.
Yeah, but in a way, I was close enough to be right.
Don't want to speak to you anymore.
Lobster Claus has spoken.
That's enough.
Lobster Claus has spoken.
Damn it, Lloyd.
Yes, it's done. This is all
not a mouse. I'm an evil underwater Santa. God.
I thought you were a lobster.
Mickey.
This is we talked about Christmas folklore traditions and inventions and science, and we've just ruined it all. It's all downhill.
No, it's great. We've nailed it. We've knocked it right out of the park. Yeah, that was a nog. Whoever would have thought that our day drinking days would be as we approached 30?
Yay. This is productive. We've turned day drinking into, I was going to say a sport, into a venture.
Oh, people have been winning that sport for years.
Yeah, way better than I said it.
Adventure. Yeah, I like that better.
Look, this is also, not only is this a Christmas special, this is our season finale.
The season finale. This summer over in America, coming to a platform near you.
You pick a platform.
The Unintelligent Chat Show podcast with Rob and Lloyd. Day drinking, facts, it's fun.
Season 1.
We hope if you've got this far, you enjoyed it. I've had an excellent time.
Yeah.
Have you had a good time, Lloyd?
I had so much fun.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that we decided to do this.
Yeah.
Are we gonna?
I'm actually glad we committed to it because that is unusual.
It is. Yeah. We've committed to very few of our grand schemes in life.
Yeah.
I think we I think we should open the floor to our many listeners. Submit some ideas for season 2. We want to do some new segments and shit. Let's see what you want.
That'd be great. So season 2 will kick off in an indeterminate number of weeks once we get our literal and figurative shit together.
Like at least 10.
At least 10 weeks away from now. But when they listen to it, it won't be 10 weeks.
That's true. Yeah.
So an indeterminate, who knows? We will see you on the other side. Did you say the socials already?
I didn't. No.
I interrupted. Carry on.
I hadn't even thought of it. You didn't interrupt anything.
Yeah, you said we want to hear from you and then didn't say where.
Yeah, no, you're right. I did say that. I thought they'd just find us.
Just come find us.
Find my address and write me a letter. Please don't do that.
It's 165.
That narrowed it down so much. We are on, I'll cut that. We're on Twitter at the UCS pod, and we're on email at, not at, it's the UCS podcast at gmail.com.
I didn't expect I would do that.
I don't think I could do that.
Put the Santa bubble in my mouth. Oh, yours is enormous, the Santa bubble. Your Santa bubble is enormous. Now, stuff it in there. This is getting silly. Did you say the socials already? I wasn't listening.
Yeah, while you were stuffing your Santa bauble into your mouth.
Christmas.
My mouth is now full of
Santa pubes.
Santa's pubes.
Santa.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I said them. It's done. The podcast ended like 15 minutes ago.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you on the other side. Have a good Christmas, which is probably weeks ago. Hooray!
Merry Christmas. Cheerio.
Cheerio. Fucking shit show.
That was the clumsiest ending we've ever done.
I think I can't tell if I
Oh, my mouth is full of them. This is just like this must be made of like goat hair or something.
Oh God.